In the small towns and villages of the Himalayas across India and Nepal, communities depend on surface water from glacier-fed rivers, springs, ponds and lakes for domestic use and for agriculture. Yet this is a region at the forefront of global climate change. Glaciers are shrinking quickly, particularly in the eastern and central Himalayas, which is likely to significantly reduce flows of water downstream. Intensive land uses such as logging and stone quarrying, combined with urbanization and a rise in tourism, are all putting immense pressure on the region's water supply. In Dhulikhel, water demands are increasing as the town expands. A 14 km pipeline now brings water into the Nepalese community, but the laying of new pipes has been disruptive for the settlements and farms through which they pass, triggering protests. The upstream communities have their own changing needs as patterns of agriculture shift away from cereals towards more water-demanding cash crops, such as fruit and vegetables. Stone quarrying is leaving visible scars on the landscape, as well as seriously threatening water quality in these rural areas. Young boys escape the summer heat by playing in a canal downstream from a small dam, in Paratai, Nepal. Designed to direct water into a small hydroelectric scheme, the system flouts environmental regulations by leaving almost zero flow in the stream bed. Water is revered in India and Nepal, and moving water, especially rivers, are considered sacred, life-affirming and purifying. Here, a family plays precariously in the spillway of a hydroelectric dam in the Nepalese town of Baidia. The canal above the dam provides both electricity and water for the town. Over the past century, tourism has driven urbanization and growth in the mountains. In recent years, the domestic markets have picked up a pace, as the growing Indian and Nepalese middle classes escape the heat of the plains during the school holidays and festive seasons. Mussoorie in Uttarakhand, India, is a thriving example of the former colonial hill station towns so popular with local tourists. Old photographs reveal how the area has changed. The influx of visitors places the town's resources and infrastructures under significant strain, with government departments and agencies unable to check unauthorized building activity and urban sprawl. Over the past decade, Mussoorie grown at a rate of more than 15%. It sources its water from more than 20 separate springs, but high season demand far outstrips supply. The government is considering alternatives, which include a scheme to supply water pumped up the mountain via a multi-stage lift from the Yamu River. Others suggest that improved capture and storage of precipitation in the Mussoorie Ridge and a revival of the springs and other surface water sources might be a cheaper and more sustainable option. Aital is another popular Uttarakhand hill town that has grown at pace since the 19th century. Its history is a reminder of how precarious life in the mountains can be, particularly as construction on steep slopes is usually at the expense of trees that hold the hillside together by preventing erosion. In 1880, the built-up northern ridge around Lake Ai collapsed after heavy rain, killing more than 150 people.